Welcome to online class, dear children. Today let's have discussion on the important topic of your ratio analysis, that is activity ratio. So activity ratio is a part of ratio analysis which is going to help you to identify, which is going to help you to calculate how actually ratios are going to calculate in a different way in the different aspect. So as you know very well, activity ratio is consist of four major types of ratio. Number one is stock turnover ratio, debtor turnover ratio, creditor turnover ratio, and creditor turnover ratio, and working capital turnover ratio. So what actually each and every ratio is going to tell you is, each and every ratio is going to help you is how actually the actively cash is involved in the business operating activity, business operations. So here today let's have discussion on the first and most important topic of today's lesson is today's class is, that is on activity ratio. See children, here in the question directly they will not give you calculate activity ratio, calculate so and so ratio. So all the ratio combinedly they will give you one problem. You are supposed to identify on which topic they are asking us to calculate. So that you need to keep it in your mind and you need to go ahead with the calculation part. So here you just see, we'll go through the question. Ramen company supplies to the following regarding the year end 31st December. They have given cash sales, credit sales, retail inward, opening stock, closing stock, gross profit ratio. Find out inventory turnover ratio. So as you know very well, inventory turnover ratio is a part of activity ratio. So first thing, when they give any ratio, what you are supposed to do, you should see what is a formula for respective ratio which they are asking us to calculate. So you know very well what is a formula for activity turnover ratio. Different four segregations are there, but especially they are asking us to calculate stock turnover ratio, inventory turnover ratio. So remember both the names are same, inventory and stock. If they don't get confused, formula remains same, cost of goods sold divided by net sales you are supposed to take. So you identify in the question, they have given anywhere in the question cost of goods sold directly? No, they did not give. So but it means what? You are supposed to do the calculation for the respective ratio. So but we have net sales 80,000 plus 2 lakh actually minus 10,000 you do. When we don't have a direct figure, you are supposed to do calculation. So net sales you take 80,000, so which is actually given. So how you will get net sales? Cash sales minus credit sales if you do, you will get net sales, that is 80,000 plus 2 lakh is credit sales. Then you are supposed to do minus with the 10,000, that is purchase return, sales return inward. So here return inward is given. Return inward is how much? It is 10,000. So you are supposed to do the deduction, then you will get final figure as 2,70,000. That 2,70,000 is net sales which we will take for the calculation. Then next thing which we are supposed to do the working note is, that is cost of goods sold. See, directly nowhere it is available in the question what is cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold equal to actually sales minus gross profit. So what is sales? So identify in the sales what exactly the figure of sale is. So just now we calculated sales figure which we deducted by the cash sales, credit sales and sales return. Then we got 2,70,000 is sales. So now it's easy. We have sales 2,70,000 minus gross profit 25% on 2,70,000. If you do, just do the calculation on 2,70,000 25%, you will get 67,500, and 2,70,000 minus 67,500 if you do, you will get 2,02,500. So totally we got now cost of goods sold. So average inventory we don't have. Average inventory equal to opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2 you should do. Opening plus closing if you add divided by 2 if you do, the figure which you get it is, that is average inventory. Now it's easy. We have 25,000 opening and closing divided by 2 if you do, we will get a 27,500. Now finally what actually the figure, if you see the, you have 2,50,000 here, 25,000 you got it actually. Now supposed to do the calculation with the help of average inventory, that is 25, you got it to 27,500. So inventory turnover ratio. Now after calculating these all the things, after doing all the working note, you are supposed to apply the formula here. What is the formula for stock turnover ratio? Cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. So cost of goods sold, just now we have done the calculation, 2,02,500 divided by 27,500 is average inventory, which was not given directly. Now just now we have done the calculation on it. It is 27,500. How to calculate average inventory? Opening inventory plus closing inventory you should do, divided by 2 if you do. Denominator if you take 2, the figure which you will get it is average inventory. So now in the place of cost of goods sold, we have written 2,02,500 divided by 27,500 in the place of average inventory. If you multiply, if you do the calculation on 100, you will get 7.36 times is company's stock turnover ratio on respective year, which they are asking us to calculate. So these all things you people keep it in your mind, dear children. So how to calculate stock turnover ratio, how to calculate debtor creditor turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio, it is based on the given information. Remember one thing always, in ratio analysis, nothing, no data they will give directly. You are supposed to do the working note, you are supposed to do the calculation, then only easily you can do it, because according to ratio analysis rule, according to ratio analysis norm, you are supposed to do the working note. Direct information won't be there in the question, it won't be available in the question. Just you should see what is a question, what is the formula they are asking us to calculate. Then second thing, you should apply the formula. Then for applying the formula, search in the question what information is given, which is given, which is not given, only you are supposed to do the calculation. So this way you should go ahead with the calculation by doing the working note of the respective ratio. So this is the way. We'll just remind, we'll have the glance on the today's numerical session. Activity ratio are going to check the efficacy of the company, the amount which is actively involved in the company. And second thing, there are 4 major types of activity turnover ratios are there. Number 1, stock turnover ratio, debtor turnover ratio, creditor turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio. So these 4 major types of ratios are going to help you, going to tell you how actually the company's cash is actively involved in the operating activities. So here you can see the significance of activity turnover ratio, which is a part of inventory ratio. A high inventory ratio is better than low ratio. A high ratio implies good inventory management and indication of under investment. So it is going to help to the management to take the right decision when it is in the problematic situation. So management indication under investment, it will adversely affect the ability of the firm. See, whatever ratio you calculate, it is going to affect adversely on the company's efficacy, company's efficiency, company's solvency. A low inventory turnover ratio is very dangerous, because see, when there is the stock is not lying in the company, stock is not available in the warehouse, it is very difficult to supply the goods and services to the customer. So that is the reason it's a very important part. A low ratio may be result of inferior quality goods, stock of unsaleable, and also it is going to indicate the goods which are lying in the warehousing. It is not going to help to sell the goods and services to the respective customer who are the part and parcel of this service. So dear children, so remember all the types of 4 major types of ratio. Go ahead with each and every formula, each and every ratio. Then just see what is given information, what is not given information. Based on that you are supposed to do the calculation. So I hope I am clear with all the content of today's class. We'll have discussion in the next class with a different topic, with a different numerical. So try to solve 3 to 4 problems at least minimum on each and every ratio, because one problem won't be similar to another. When one problem is not similar to another, calculation also will differ. See, so that is the reason, to have the clarity, to have the confidence on the respective ratio, properly calculate, properly go ahead with the formulas and the calculation, which is going to help you a lot in the calculation part. We'll meet in the next class with a different topic. Till that time, take care, dear children.